What we're looking at here is an extortion email which is sent to me and is generically sent to a lot of people worldwide. It is for the purpose of creating a scam to extort or steal money from victims who think they may have been filmed while watching porn. Now, if you don't watch porn, then this is of no problem to you whatsoever, and most of us don't do that, and so most of us don't get in trouble, and we can't be enticed by this kind of a message. But if you do, and a lot of people do, then you might automatically think, oh my god, I've been busted, I've been watching porn and doing something, and it's been filmed. And the reality is, it has not been filmed. This is not true. This has not happened to you. What they're doing is they're creating a form letter, and they're understanding that a lot of people have some of these behaviors, and so if they challenge you about those behaviors and you feel guilty because you're doing some of those behaviors, then you get caught out. And that's how sextortion or extortion scams work, is that they have no connection to you at all, but you feel guilty, and so they play on your guilt and then extort money out from you because of your guilt. None of this is actually real. They haven't seen you. Everything they're saying here is complete rubbish. It's just not true. So that's, for most people, that would be the case. Although there are some incidences where that might have happened, especially with teenagers, and there's a lot of sextortion activity happening with teenagers. But generally, this particular message and these kinds of messages are not true. They're false, and so they are a fraud, and they're going to play on your guilt. Now, a Bitcoin address is given, and so we're going to just walk through sort of where that goes and look at what I found. And so here on the screen, you see in a purple border, I've labeled extortion scammer in the ARKHAM intelligence system. So that's now made public, and anyone can go and look at that. There is a victim. We backtrace, we'll go backwards, and we see that a Coinbase wallet has sent money through to around the level of the scammer request. I think it's USD 1500. So in this case, 1,400 has been sent through to the extortion scammer wallet. Now, typically a scammer will have multiple wallets, so not just one, they'll have many. And so what we do is we've backtraced to find a victim, and we've got that wallet we know is from that particular email address. That email address would have been a spoofed email address. And so if we go into the email, we'll go back to that in a second, and what we'll do is we'll go look at the, where are we? View, sorry. Message, raw source. Okay, so we're now hacking into the email, and we're looking at sort of what's going on here. It's got an SMTP ID, which is the sender ID, and it's showing the mail gateway and some details there around the sender. And so as we go down through, we can see the identity detail and the IP addresses and other details in the hacked source code of the email. Okay, so that can be used as evidence and passed on to the police. That's if police are willing to actually do that job. They often don't. So, but in any case, here we have the identified criminal wallet, which they've identified as theirs, because they've asked for money to go into it. We know that some money has gone into it from a victim, from Coinbase, and then we can track it through. So it goes from here to an outflow. So we've got an outflow on the left-hand side. $1,000 goes into this wallet here. Now, as we go into this wallet and then we backtrace, we find that there is another wallet sending money to that criminal wallet. So we know this is associated with the criminal because that was the address that was given, and then that criminal address is sending money to this address, and so this is definitely associated with the criminal. Now, when we backtrace that, we find another address up here sending an inflow into here. So there's this source has gone here, but also that address is sent elsewhere as well. But we're concerned with this wallet because we know this is connected to the criminal. And so then what we want to do is go, well, where's the outflow from this one? Well, it goes here. So how many hops do we have? Well, that's the first one. So this is one hop. This is two hops. So at the second hop, we're now looking at multiple inflows. So if we follow this, you can see that we've got an inflow here from this one here. We've got one from the next one up, and we've got one from one up here. And so there are multiple inflows into this one. So this is the second hop. Now by the third hop, we get to a KuCoin. And so we're into essentially, regulated cryptocurrency exchange at which there would be identity. And so $78,000 is an accumulation of the inflows or from the scams that this extortion scammer has done that go into KuCoin. So we'll just look over here. And so at this point, this is where we would be getting law enforcement to go and find out the identity of that extortion scammer. Now, this kind of information is quite easy to find, but here I'm able to, as a civilian, find out what this criminal's up to. So it's not that hard to work out what's gone on here. And over here is an identified victim. Here, this can either be private or we can create a new entity which is public, so that anyone can see it. And so if somebody else is searching for an investigation I've just done, they can find it. And isn't that great? Now, this is an open source system, but also if a criminal is aware that they're being found out, then yes, they might shift, but yes, they might stop. And so we want to stop. We want to prevent crime. We have to be preventative. So using this system to label an entity is really quite important, which is what I've done here on this particular wallet. So it's now in the system as extortion scammer with that email address. And so if somebody comes into the search at this search and then says, well, extortion scammer or that email address, it'll pop up and they'll be able to find some details.